Fillmore. That may have been how it began. But it's complicated. I still have feelings for you. Can't you look the other way? Just this once.
You played me for a sucker, Penny. I'm not going out like that. Not for you. Not anymore. Be at HQ first thing in the morning. Don't make me come get you. And one last thing, baby. That chicken was dry. Real dry.
I was 19 years old the first time I got my heart broken. Okay, this was about this time last year, maybe a few months before, and this was the very first time that I had ever felt this type of pain before. Now, when you're going through this type of pain, a lot of times you are looking for something, just something to hold on to, because you feel like you're falling down from this high. It's kind of like jumping out of a plane, for example. You were flying high and enjoying the view with the love of your life, or someone that you saw that type of potential with, and now all of a sudden you've been kicked out of the plane and you're falling, and you're looking for something to hold on to. You're looking for that parachute before you hit the ground full force, because when you hit that ground from that height, you might never recover from that. So a lot of guys, they look for something to help them get through that time. And for a lot of guys, that something is red pill. Okay, now, the red pill ideology is something that was not new to me at the time that I went through what I went through. My friend had introduced me to it the year prior, and he had told me about the rational male, and he basically told me about everything that the red pill stood for, or at least everything that he thought it stood for. So my perception of red pill was largely based on women. Okay, it was based on female hypergamy, things of that nature. Where obviously, red pill is not just about that, but when you're going through heartbreak, it's hard to see all of the other things. This is why guys like Steph is Cold and Alpha Male Strategies and all the other red pill channels are able to, be so successful. It's because there's a lot of heartbroken dudes out there. Now, what you have to understand is that a lot of the people who consume these red pill videos, especially at a high clip, these people are stuck in what is called red pill rage. It's basically a bunch of guys who are afraid to confront their emotions, so they're looking to deflect the blame onto someone else. Now, when they start learning about female hypergamy and female nature and things like that, that's something else that they can put the blame onto. They realize that they don't have to take accountability anymore. And, that can be a very freeing feeling in that moment to know that, oh, it wasn't my fault. There's nothing I could have done about that. It was completely on her. It's just the way that women are, and there's no way to get around that. And the problem is that a lot of guys get stuck in this red pill rage state because, these content creators continue to make this content to provide for those people who need it at that time. Because although I don't agree with the teachings of that, there was a time when I did, and I understand why it can seem rational and logical at the moment. You're afraid of taking accountability, and that's okay. For now, obviously you're going to want to grow from that. But right now, if you're in that red pill rage state and you feel like all women are this certain way, a lot of guys will find comfort in the red pill community, which once you get to that point that you finally learn to take accountability, you realize that the red pill community is nothing more than a bunch of guys who are giving each other confirmation bias with their stories of heartbreak. And what you have to understand is that the red pill community does not represent everyone in the world. Okay, so when you see these guys who are going through these things, understand that you are looking at the minority of people. There are still plenty of people out there in healthy relationships, healthy, fulfilling relationships with somebody that provides value to them. But in order to get to that point, you have to get past that red pill rage state. Now, the thing about red pill rage is that it's not a very fun place to be. Okay, it's a place where you can hide from your emotions for now, but at the same time, you're hiding from your feelings. Okay, you're hiding from the bad emotions, but you're also hiding from the good emotions. In my experience, I was only able to live like this for about a month. Okay, because I started to miss the feeling of being happy. A life devoid of feeling, a life devoid of emotion where you're just completely cold. That's no way to live, in my opinion. If you want to experience the highs that life have to offer, you have to be vulnerable and be willing to experience the lows as well. And a lot of guys struggle with that because they're afraid of their emotions. But eventually, you have to get out of this red pill rage state and you have to start doing some inner work. Okay, and this is usually the next stage that a lot of guys get to once they transcend red pill rage. They start to place their focus from women to themselves. Now, this to me is where red pill can be a very, very, very good thing for a lot of men. This is when a lot of men's self-development journeys start. Okay, and this is where a lot of you guys probably found my channel or a lot of other channels of the like. It's because you started to, place less of the blame onto women and start to ask yourself why the things that happen to you. Okay, if it's female nature for them to, go after somebody that's better than you or whatever, maybe you should level up so that that doesn't happen to you again. Now, this is where a lot of guys start to level up in all aspects of their life. Some people start going to the gym. A lot of guys pick up NoFap. They start learning about finance and, trying to get their money up. They start doing things to level up. This stage right here is exactly why I am where I am. Okay, I was able to take the anger from the red pill rage state and push that anger towards me and my self-improvement journey. I learned to transmute my emotions, but in order to transmute them, I had to feel them first. I learned to take all of that anger, all of that pain that I felt, and not only express it, using my voice and using my writing abilities, but also to level up and focus on becoming better each and every day. And I was actually able to make a career out of doing that. So you have to understand that this energy is very powerful. If you learn to harness the power of pain and anger, you can do amazing things in life, but you have to keep leveling up. And part of that is embracing your emotions and getting out of that red pill rage state. Now, the next stage after that, after, leveling yourself up, is realizing that you create your reality. Now, not everybody gets to this stage. Okay, not everyone gets to this stage, but the people that do get to this stage, they are the ones that usually go on to do amazing things in life because they understand that, the women that they've encountered, it was all a product of how they carried themselves. Okay, they lacked the self-love to remove themselves from situations that they knew deep down did not serve them. And I'm no exception to that. I had to realize that I didn't love myself, and the girl who did what she did to me could only reflect that back to me. So really, she did me a favor by showing me that I didn't love myself enough to do what needed to be done, which was remove myself from that toxic situation. And all of the trauma that that situation caused me was actually caused by me and not her. Now, like I said, a lot of guys do not get to this stage and they live their lives, harboring this pain and projecting it onto any other potential partner. And, they're only doing themselves more harm than good because they're still holding on to this victim mentality, which is mutually exclusive to manifestation. Okay, you cannot have a victim mentality and create your reality in the same mind, in the same space. Okay, if you have a victim mentality, you are of the mindset that life is the majority what happens to you. When you get to that next stage in red pill, you start to realize what the red pill actually is. Okay, and anyone who's watched The Matrix, you know that this is a more accurate way to define red pill. Okay, you have to actually watch the movie and look at what the red pill really meant to Neo. Okay, what did it really do for him? It showed him that he creates his reality. Reality is an illusion created by your mind, created by your mindset and your state of being. So when you're harboring all of these feelings, ignoring your emotions, you are holding on to them. Okay, your emotions are temporary. Your feelings are temporary unless you hold on to them. So if you're stuck in that red pill rage state, or if you're still harboring all of this pain, you are only going to rob yourself of your power as a creator of your reality. Say, for example, you don't believe that you can find a high value woman because that's not meant for you, or, only a select few people get that. Then how much more for your business? You don't think that you can be a part of that 1% because that's not meant for you. And, only a select few people get that. Now, once you learn to create your reality, this, in my opinion, is where the red pill ends. Okay, this is where the red pill is truly meant to be. The red pill is really about learning to stop pedestalizing women, learning to respect yourself and level up, and then it's realizing that you create your own reality and, taking accountability for not only your past, but also your future, and realizing that you have the power to create the life that you want to live. because you've seen the results. You've seen how leveling up can change your life.